intimate show on different levels. I've got a professor, I've got a woman at the moment, I've got one of the most inspiring people that I've ever met in my entire life. She's done so much in a very short space of time. I've only known her for about 3 years, and may God allow it to continue and flourish. I'll be starting on a lot of my intros as well, because I'm not as great as Kwame, but at the end of the day, I'm better than you, son. But no, one thing I have to say is that this woman is fantastic, and she's done so many things, so many tremendous things in her life. She's come so far in such a short amount of time. She's supremely young. She's below the age of 26. She's done everything in her power to be where she is now, and I'm tremendously proud and impressed to know such an important person. I'll give you guys the wonderful SJ.
Oh, wow. That was wonderful. Thank you for that introduction, Niven. That was lovely. Under 26. Wow, I look good on this thing, don't I? Wow.
Stop saying that. So as you lot can already imagine, she's already trying to take over the show. I didn't even get to the introduction before you lot didn't even see what happened before. But anyway, we're going to try to crack on with a lot of things and try and delve into a lot of important matters. So SJ, obviously,
hello.
I've known you for quite a considerable amount of time. Even though it's a short amount of time, it feels like it's a lot longer. I just wanted to get a bit about you and a bit about your background before we kind of like dive into today's show, because today's show is not really our sports elements. It's more of us trying to we have a sport element there as well. We do have a sport link, but we do want to try and dive into you a bit more and trying to find out what you are and how you are in terms of your community and what what we're facing in today's world. How we can kind of I wouldn't say overcome, because we'll be here forever, but something where we can at least start to step into the right direction, just an inkling, just something, just at least, even if it's 0.1%, we want to just know something that we can try to do just to move ourselves forward. So just back into you, what can we, if I wanted to try and get a background of you, and Lola wanted to try and understand our audience to understand, what can we say about the SJ? What can we give our viewers about you?
It depends how long you've got, Niven. How long do we have? Because I can go on forever, I could go on forever. So give me a little, what is it, a 30-second thing? Well, as you all can see and imagine, I'm quite a lively character every now and again, but I do have my emotional side. Yes, thank you. I am on the wrong side of the 26 though, so don't believe everything you hear. But I know I look that under 26. But yes. So about me, I am from a West Indian family. I've got 4 brothers. I'm very, very family orientated. I love being a part of the community, as you mentioned. I love it. I will talk a bit more about that later on. Yep, I am a teacher, an educator in this society. I've been doing that for about 12 years now, 13, going to my 13th year. A profession that I don't know how I ended up in it, but here we are. I wanted to be a doctor, by the way, but it didn't quite happen. And then I wanted to be a pilot, then I wanted to be a presenter. So hopefully my presenting skills will do very well for my next career break, maybe. So yeah. So yeah, that's really about me, really. In terms of describing me, yes, as you can imagine already, I love talking, but at the same token, I do like listening as well. So I'm a deep listener, deep thinker. I like to think, love reading, definitely reading a lot at the moment, especially with what's going on. Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll be quite modest here. I'll stop now. I'll stop now.
Just remember that everything this woman says is the most modest thing in this show, specifically because she can talk forever. I'm taking this for free. Anyway, just to move a little touch. So you mentioned teaching there, yes. A little bit of how you obviously you wanted to dive into different careers and whatnot. What made you, I'm sure myself and Lola would want to know, what made you choose teaching overall for you to be teaching for over 12 years now? Can
I be honest with you? Really honest. I'm sure I never really want to be a teacher, but other people saw it. So it's converted, as you know, I like talking. Everyone will say to me, why not be a teacher? I did a lot of charity work with kids. I worked abroad with kids. It was all there. I just didn't want to be with kids. I didn't want to be with them for the next 13 years. But now that I am a teacher, I wouldn't change it. I quite love being with children. And I mean, it's a shame that I can't add another 10 years on my career span, because it would have been something I would love to have done from way back when. But everything happens for a reason. So, yeah. So teaching, so far so good. So far so good. Until I get into presenting, of course. But yeah, teaching's good. He's not taking me seriously, this guy.
Apparently not. I think I tried to be a teacher at one point, and I was like, that's not happening for me.
Oh, you'd be wonderful. You'd be wonderful. And you will love it. Honestly, you love it. You love it.
It's that's not going to work.
No, you know what? I said the same thing. I said the same. I'll give you a little story, a very short one, I promise. When I first started teaching, the first year, I had no clue what was going on. The second year, I had to say, I'm giving this up. But you have to talk to the right people, because that person said, give it up. Yeah, you're no good. But the person said to me, no, give it a chance. It's only your second year. You might get it in 2 days. You might get it in 2 years. But give it a chance. You know what? I'm glad she said that to me, because this is where I am today, you know? So go back to it, Lola. You should.
You say that, but then I don't like kids.
Like, that's what I said.
No,
that's what I said.
I like them, but I don't. And I've like done like years. I've done like years of like teaching assistants. I've done like different parts. It's like I'm like I banter with them, but I don't like them. So I thought like there's like a specific thing where I think kids were messing about, and I had the opportunity to either like caution them as a teacher or just banter them off. I just couldn't be bothered, so I just bantered them off. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be a teacher. I think at best I'll be like a mentor or something, but I'm not. No, I don't like them.
I think you'd be wonderful.
I feel like I'd be like that teacher who's just like the bad mind one. It's like, I don't like you. You're getting my nerves. Just get out of the room.
But the kids like honesty. The kids love honesty. So if you tell them that, it'll be fine. I think you'd be wonderful. Listen, if I could do it, anyone could do it. It's fine. You're fine. I'll make it in the morning.
You're not serious. No, that's quite interesting to see as well, especially from Lola as well, just to see like how, you know what, yeah, as we're all black educators at the end of the day, whether we like it or 100%. Not. So, you know, I just say that, you know, whatever career path we can get down, as long as we can educate whoever's in front of us. I mean, that's the way, shape or form that you want to kind of like go forward. Obviously, you've mentioned a few things as well there. You know, I'm just trying to dive in a bit more so that we can kind of get to know you more.
Okay.
What I want to see. So there's things that I could possibly not know, ladies and gents. There's things that you will know. This is first-hand information as well. But like, who was like a mentor? Who was a positive influence in your life for you to go down that career path? Like, who encouraged you? You mentioned a few things, but who encouraged you specifically, or who encouraged or inspired you, you know, in terms of, you know, people maybe?
Okay. So not only was that the third option for me to become a teacher, but it was mainly a very sentimental career choice, if I'm honest. If I want to be truthfully honest on this platform, it was really a sentimental choice. There was someone very close to me who was no longer with me, who wanted, again, someone that saw that I should be a teacher. So that's something I think it was mainly a promise to say to that person, yeah, I'm going to be doing that teaching. He was my mentor. He was the one that said, look, you can do it. He was one of those voices that always said to me, why don't you teach? You can teach. You like children. Do this, you know, with kids. So it was that particular person who's no longer with me at the moment. So I'm going through this career because of his true words, his forces. That's why.
You can. I solely hear what you're saying, and I personally didn't even know that, but obviously behind the scenes I know what's going on. But as well, got me a bit emotional. You know what I mean? But we'll power forward. You know what I mean? We got Lola here, so we'll power forward. You know what I mean? Oh God. Everyone's gonna make me.
It's honest. It's an honest platform, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's honest.
I don't mind being honest.
100%. No, I know you like being honest a bit too much, but you know, I'm gonna allow you to slide past. You know what I mean?
Can't lie. I can't lie. I can bend the truth though.
Don't worry, they're watching. Remember, it's watching the agents.
Oh yeah.
I'm messing around, please, people. I don't know any agents, please. Yeah, right. Anyway, so as you mentioned, you know, such people in your life, and such an integral person in your life as well that you've just spoken of. One thing that I wanted to kind of, you know, dive into, but before I do dive into that more about, you know, what you have as an extra what we would call TLR. I'm sure people might know about it, but it's an extra teacher learning responsibility. But before I dive into that, one thing that I found very interesting about you, and obviously upon research, it's not really research for me, but you know what I mean, but research is that you're actually a French teacher.
And Spanish, yeah.
Okay, so we want to add, okay, let me put MFL then, modern foreign language. Let me give you actual terminology.
Thank you.
So first and foremost, you're an MFL teacher.
Yep.
Where did that come from? Don't mention any schools. We don't want to get any reprimand or any kind of illegal or whatever things of, you know, I mean, situations.
I need my job still, student loan.
I think we all do. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, student loans still taxing a lot of people, so we need to make sure. But where did that come from?
Okay.
And what, before we even go there,
okay,
we need to mention France as well. So we need to get all of that encompassed into one kind of answer here, please. So
right.
where did you get the ability to even become a French teacher? And where did France come into this whole thing? Go on.
Okay, so that's going back to my background. So I did mention on purpose, I think, that I'm from a West Indian background. Mm-hmm. So my parents are from St. Lucia and Dominica, and I'm so into language. So I was wanting to know a bit more about their language, is called Creole. Now, Creole, I was thinking, that's interesting. It's not on the curriculum anywhere. Some of you know it, some of you, don't. So I thought, well, let me get to learn a bit more about the language. So I decided to do, a French degree. And within that French degree, you spent a couple of years in France. And I wanted to see where that language came from. And that's when I started learning a lot about my heritage, about my background, where you start to work out, oh, I see. So that's talking about the slavery triangle. So from the French, went to Africa, then went to Africa to the New World. So I thought, that's where my language, that's where Creole comes from. So I wanted to know the sort of foundation, so to speak, of it. That's only half of it, because it's a part of, I suppose, the slave masters, etc. So I still need to know a bit more. That's where it came from. I think it's just a passion to know where my language, where Creole came from. That's why I wanted to know about it. And that's why I learned a bit more of Spanish, because I wanted to know about Spanish. That was also involved in Creole. There's some parts about that as well. That's where the love came for languages, I think. And also, because I do like talking, so I like to converse in different languages. I like to go to different countries. When I go to different countries, I like to be able to converse with them. So I do like talking. So that's the reason why I like languages, I think. I'm being honest.
I half-heartedly tried to learn Spanish. I'm still iffy with it. But I picked it up from watching, because I watch probably too much TV, growing up. So I picked up from watching, my mum would watch Spanish soap operas. So certain words and things like that, you just pick it up. And then I just watch a lot of different shows, and then words and stuff will pick up. And then it's kind of cool. I really should probably learn it better. I think I'd probably catch Spanish fairly easy, because I watch a lot of Spanish stuff. I just find the language very interesting.
See, there you go. I can send you loads of films. I'm at the moment, I was telling them before, I'm really into the I'm really into the Mexican films at the moment, and the Spanish is there. So I'll send you some links about those. They're really good on Netflix. I'm very impressed with those, and I'm learning so much. I'll send you some links and stuff, especially for you to help you learn your language as well. I'll send you loads of links. That's fine. I've got you. That's fine. No problem.
We're not sponsored by Netflix at the moment,
No,
Netflix, we're not. There's no money heist. Yeah, there's no. What's that?
Oh, name names. We didn't name names.
I just said Mexican.
It's true. I'll put my foot in my mouth. No pun intended. But we move on very quickly, because we don't want him to come and say anything to us. But So you mentioned a few things, obviously, regarding the language and the heritage and whatnot, which I think is very poignant and very moving. But then how did that kind of inspire you? I want to know the France link. I want people to know where you had the ability to then enter France for how many years. I want to hear this one day, because that I need to know the swift transition. Go ahead.
No, well, okay, so France I had to go, because it was a part of my, well, actually, to be fair, there was other countries to pick, but I thought France was just down the road, so I thought I'd just jump on the Eurostar. It was easy to get there. So that's why I decided to go to France, really and truly. But I was there for, I think it was just under 2 years I worked there. Again, working with kids, teaching English and adopting. That was I had to go. So it's part of me getting a degree, really. If I didn't go, I wouldn't get a degree, I think, really and truly. I was thinking about Canada, but I always thought Canada was very snowy, like a lot of snow, and that's why it's cold down there, so I didn't want to go. So that's why I just stay closer to home. And of course, because I said that I like to be close near my family, taking the Eurostar back and forth, you know, Ryanair £7 flight, perfect. You know, it was good.
That death plane.
Yeah, that's true. So true. My ears were ringing for about a month after that.
Are you got a death plane? I'm done.
She's not wrong.
I'm actually trying to think if I've taken it before. I think I've taken it once in my life, but I don't know where I was going. And I think when I went to Amsterdam, I took EasyJet both ways.
Yes, it's better.
I can't even remember. I believe I've taken it once, but I don't know. I can't remember where. But even in saying that, how are the kids in terms of the UK kids?
Oh gosh.
To the French kids, and can we talk about the systems, like how they're different in terms of what ages can go up, and you know what I mean?
Well, still the same. The kids were the same. They still, you know, they're into their certain music at the time. They're into they love the American hip hop. They love all that. They love hip hop and R&B to the point they were asking me to translate these lyrics. I said, really? I don't. Whatever. I didn't want to do that. But what I like about the French system, schooling system, is that if you don't pass a year, you have to stay behind. If you don't pass your average, you stay behind. So, for example, if you're in year 8 here and you don't pass your end of year exams, if we were at school, etc., and you don't pass your average point, you can't graduate into year 9. You have to stay behind, and that's something. And a lot of European schools do that, and that's one of the. If I was in Parliament, I suppose I would like to hone that in, because it's important. You cannot get to year 11 not knowing to do certain things if you don't understand the basics in year 7 and 8, I believe anyway. So that's the only thing I think I will take from France in terms of their culture, in terms of the education culture. Kids, like all kids here, like the children here, they were very curious about me. Saying that I was from London, UK wasn't enough. I had to go a bit deeper in, and they want to know a bit more. But yes, you're from London, you're from UK, but what's your origin? So they already knew that they wouldn't accept, I suppose that's from home, I suppose. They wouldn't accept that I'm just a, British born, I'm just a British lady from the UK. They wouldn't accept that. They wanted to know my origin. I had to go through my origin. And they were like, oh, okay, now we understand. But yeah, they're just the same, really. Another thing about the culture there is that longer days. They know how to work, they start school about 7, maybe 7:30, and finish about 5, 7. Longer days. They've got a lot more behind them. I think more hours behind them at school, which I think that's very important. Again, that's good for time management, for when they work ethics, when they leave to go in the real world. That's really good. That's what they need, really. What else and this was years ago, this is going back years on. You're really unearthing that past time. I like that. That's
I
good.
said 26.
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to remember what else was out there. Like the kids were kids. You know, I remember having one of my year 8 class over there. There was a 16-year-old. He just wouldn't graduate. He just wouldn't go to the next. I mean, it's ridiculous. You had all them 12-year-olds and 13. And I looked at him. I kept looking at him, thinking, why have you got a moustache and a beard? I don't understand. Why have you got a moustache and a beard? I kept looking, thinking, I had to ask. I know he was out from the Arab world, that part. And I thought, and he told me, yeah, madam, I'm 16. I'm like, and you still all these years haven't graduated? What is going on? So they're very strict on that. Sorry, I just remembered that. I was really good at that point. Yeah, bless them. I worked two schools over there. I remember working in 2 schools. One you would consider as inner London, so very, cosmopolitan, very mixed. And another school was very, I say well-to-do, but you could tell the difference between the children that went to that school. So, for example, different if a school in, I don't know, Forest Gate, different to a school in Westminster. Do you see what I mean? Very different. So you could tell. So it was different there. Yeah. I don't even know if I asked you a question. I answer your question? I think I did. I think I did.
To an extent, to an extent, I'm joking. You can piece things. You can piece things. I
think the whole thing about having to repeat the year, I rate that one, because I think it happens in Africa and Asia as well.
Yeah,
You don't pass. You don't just get to do a resit and then just kind of no, you have to actually do it. I like that.
Whole year. There's
too many people who we all probably know in school who are like, you're here, but you really shouldn't be in our year though.
I said about the kid. I shouldn't say that, but some of the kids, I'm like, why are you really? You're in year 11, yeah? Okay. know, but no, I think that's the best. If anything I've taken from being there, that element of education, like other countries, it's just us that's just doing our own thing, I suppose. But I think that's important. I think they need to know the element of failure or not working hard, both ends, you know. They have to work hard to get what you need to be. You have to work hard. You can't just say, oh, I'm going in the next year and not put the effort in it. You're right.
No, very true. Very true. I was even going to ask something about that. We got about their what's it called? Them going to the next year and whatnot, the transition. I mean, me personally as well, I agree with Lola. I agree with what you're saying as well. I mean, over here in the UK, I mean, you can't go up if you haven't obviously got the foundations. I mean, that just basically creates a problem. It's a domino effect. You are creating a problem for not just the child themselves, but the future, because at least instead of you doing something beforehand or at a point, instead of making a stopgap and saying, oh, child X needs certain provisions in order to get to Y or Z stage, but we're so quick in terms of moving them on. But we got to remember, they fulfill certain statistics, which is what's necessary for the countries to survive. So we have to also make sure we look at the other side at the end of the day, because people want certain people to fit into certain criterias or to go and work in certain things or actually be in certain problems or whichever. So it fits the narrative anyway. So it works. Like we know, numbers create wonders. So, you know, the less I say about that.
It fits the very best thing they have going.
Thank you. We saved up for the later part of the show anyway, do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, you said a few things. I keep saying that word, you know. I don't know why I keep saying that, because you say so much as well. I keep telling you say so much. But you have mentioned, you know, the kids, and you've said a lot about the kids in terms of, you know, your subject and whatnot. But then how did that make you want to become a pastoral leader? What did that previous teachings from whatever position you was doing prior to teaching and whatnot, because I've allowed you, I haven't gone into that too much, I've actually allowed you here, all right? But what has allowed you to see all of those skills and then know, oh, okay, I want to actually become a pastoral leader as well as a teacher? Because I'll just say, holding a TLR and actually teaching, they are meant to be something that's seen as difficult. But again, we have a very natural person here who's naturally talented and gifted. You know, not as high, but naturally talented and gifted, so they can do the two and even more. Let's just be honest. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we get our just deserves. So if you're going to tell us to do these things, make sure you pay us to do these things. Well, go ahead, please.
Right. So why did I go into pastoral? Well, again, on this platform, I did the head of department stuff, and I thought, no, that's not me. Statistics, numbers, you know, looking at people, teaching like that. I just thought that's not me. And it wasn't for me, that was all about results. And I didn't find that personal. I didn't find that getting into the kids. I felt that was stressful for the children, getting their results, getting their grade A's and A stars. I thought it was a lot. And then off top of that, looking at people's teaching. But then I thought, okay, I'll give myself a break. I'm not feeling head of department anymore. I thought, okay, let me try pastoral leader. Now, the main reason why I got into that is to help a child or few children grow and push themselves and be the best that they can be. Really, it sounds a bit cliche, that line, but really say that, you know what, you are good at this, you can do this, and be a part of their growth. That's what I wanted to be a part of as a whole, not just doing well in French or Spanish or what have you. I wanted to see them as a growth as a whole, doing really well, because it's important that the children know that there's someone there, say, keep pushing, push, you know, keep going, push, always push. I like that one. Yeah.